Crypto and more specifically DeFi, it's probably the easiest way to just make money, to make passive income in the crypto space. You don't have to trade, you don't have to be watching charts all day. It doesn't become another job. You can make a full time income off your cryptocurrency looking at your computer maybe a few hours a week tops. And I'm going to show you just checking through here, making sure everything's in range, everything's still kicking. I'm going to show you what I do, maybe 10 minutes a day max if you want to check every single day. Had a ton of comments on my YouTube video Monday, people asking for a screen recording, just a little more of a breakdown. So I'm going to do that here today. Yesterday was me and my girlfriend's anniversary, so I didn't claim anything. So I'll actually have something a little exciting to look at. We'll make sure everything's still in range and see what we've made in the last about 36 hours. Not a full 2 days, about a day and a half. Let's start with VFAT. We were looking at VFAT on Monday's video, and if you're not familiar with VFAT, it's essentially just a tool that's going to let me manage multiple positions across different blockchains and different dexes, different protocols, right? So instead of having just Uniswap open or PancakeSwap or Aerodrome or anything like that, it's going to give me a nice breakdown. You can see on screen here because I got Aerodrome position, a Uniswap position. There's a new site on AVAX, Avalanche, called Black Hole. So I've been playing around with that a little bit, right? And so you can see our deposit amount might have changed a little bit from Monday's video, and that's perfectly fine. But we have made $320 in about a day and a half. And right now, based off our APRs, it's estimating that we make about $111 a day, which this is going to fluctuate all the time. Based off a day and a half's results, I'd say we're out earning this just a little bit. But if you're also curious, that means I make about $5 an hour every single day throughout the day. Even while I sleep, I make money at all times. If you're curious what a week looks like, based off these estimates, $800 a week. So a month, I'm making about 3.3K off of this based off current estimates. And this does fluctuate all the time. Monday, it was showing over 5K, almost 6K. And today, it's showing like 3K a month. But oh no, only making $100 a day doing jack shit. And we didn't talk about this on Monday's video, but we do have other options. So we'll break these down. I said Aerodrome, Uniswap. There's other positions. You can do this on any blockchain, right? So we have Solana over here. Orca on Solana blockchain. You'll see I have some positions open, and you need to do your own research. This is never financial advice. Don't just copy anything you see on my screen because you have no idea what you're doing. But for a day and a half, I have $60 sitting here, and it's saying estimated 24 hours, about $35 a day. So I should make $70 every 2 days, and it looks like we're really on pace for that. Got some exposure to certain coins that I like, or certain coins I'm just looking for straight cash flow exposure. Coins like Useless and Fartcoin, they're not things that should ever survive for too long, and it's not something you want to put a lot of your net worth in. But you'll see I have $1,000 here, 2.5 here, four, almost 5 grand over here. Things that are just cash flowing me over half to almost 1% a day, guys. I'm making 1% a day. And so what's happening here is I'm providing liquidity, right? So I'm basically opening up my own little mom and pop shop, you could say, where I'm taking, for example, Fartcoin and Sol. I'm taking both of those assets and I'm opening up shop. I'm saying, hey, if you are going to come buy either of these assets, if you're going to buy Fartcoin with Sol or sell your Fartcoin back to Sol, and it's within this range that I'm setting, which is basically the hours my shop is open, right? It's going to come through me, and I'm going to get those swap fees that people are paying as they're doing business. It's the transaction fees. It's much, much cheaper than Coinbase, and you can get any coin you want, even random shit like Useless, right? And so I'm making about zero point 0.6 a day based off fees. And just to break it down a little bit, so you can understand maybe a little bit better, you can see that looking for Fartcoin, you'll see that there's been $13 million of volume in the last 24 hours. And it's generated 21,000 in fees almost. And that just gets divided amongst the people doing what I'm doing, which is TVL right here, the 8.5 million. So those of us that are in this TVL, in this liquidity pool, we get paid. And you only get paid if you're in range, okay? So showing you a little more about what was going on Monday. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research, but it's the same thing. I'm taking assets like Ethereum to USDC. So this is people that are just buying and swapping ETH for USDC, either buying or selling, right? And I'm making, oh, it's only saying 21% right now, but this is usually much closer to 120% from what I've seen, 80 to 120, because I do a lot of these large cap games. But the point being, I'm monetizing stuff as simple as ETH to USDC. Little Ethereum to Brett showing 46% APR. ETH to Doge, 80% APR. And then we have a little bit of our risky black hole. New token just came out. This is essentially like a brand new airdrop, but on Avalanche chain. And it's showing 700%, almost 600%. I'm taking these rewards and I'm funneling these straight back to an ETH to AVAX, which is a full range pool. Strong layer 1 Ethereum with AVAX, a strong layer 2. So there's a whole lot going on here, and I don't want to get too complicated and confuse anyone, really. I really do not want to, and I don't want to over-advertise the degen random bullshit that you can have open, even though I can make $35 a day off of 9K over here, which is really, really not bad. And if I had things weighted differently away from Zeus, it'd be even better. But this is a project that I've had a little conviction in. They don't really talk about much on YouTube, but I really do like this. I've met these guys at the Bitcoin conference. I believe in this project, I hope. It can still go to shit. And that's the point. The point is that even if it does go to shit or it goes sideways for months, I am making money every single day, guys. And looking back over here, I just again want to stress it's important that you're picking high quality assets. High quality assets. But to be honest with you guys, I'm just sitting here talking about this stuff. There's nothing for me to do. Everything is in range besides this ETH the XRP right here, which was just a test position because I'm not the biggest XRP fan. Don't crucify me, guys. But I was looking for ways to monetize it because for people that are big XRP fans, you could be earning 90% on your XRP right now. Or I'd be going a little wider like this, 46%. But I like this range I previously had, so I'm just waiting for it to come back in, and then I can add more liquidity over to that position. But right now, my goals are to cash flow. And so when you get this cash flow, you'll see I've earned 80 bucks over here in the ETH USDC within the last day and a half. I've earned 30 bucks almost over here, 30 bucks almost over here, so 25, 25, almost 100 bucks on both of these positions right here. Another $4 right here. Wow, 4 bucks. We're rich, guys. And so you need to choose what you want to do. All this profit I've made, and I can show you how to claim it. I can show you that even in a second. But all this profit I've made, it's like, what do we do now? Well, you can take it, you can claim it, hold it as, let's say, USDC. Wait for a market retracement, market dip. Throw it back in at the bottom. And while you're waiting, I was talking about on the video Monday, you could be lending these stable coins out. Like, let's look at Navi, for example, just for shits and giggles real quick. You could be earning 8%. Almost 10% a year off stable coins that just start chilling on the side over here. I just got a little USDC just chilling, right? You'd be doing that while you're waiting for a dip. And then when it dips, if ETH ever hits $1,400 again, port this in here and get the easiest 2 to 3x of your life. Like I talked about in April and like I actively did. You can do what I'm doing with this USDC to black or AVAX to black pool. I'm taking these rewards and I'm funneling these straight back into this ETH to AVAX. So I'm going full range with my 2 blue chips right here, Ethereum and AVAX. Or you can just compound them back in the pools. If these prices of these are going down and I want to lower my entries, I can be just taking the rewards and compounding them back in the position. It's really a choose your own adventure. I'm gonna be honest, guys. And, you know, if you join my community, I can help you set up exactly what you want to do and help you formalize a plan. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do. I really much more so prefer to teach people how to fish, teach people how to do these numbers with the assets that you like, with the assets that you already hold, whether that's Ethereum, AVAX, SUI, Sonic Chain. It doesn't matter what it is, even XRP. Like, this isn't my favorite token, but if it's something you believe in, I want to help you look into how to monetize it and earn 90%. Make it like 8% a month on that bad boy. I mean, because this is just money for the taking, right? So again, a lot of what I'm doing right now is just like, showing you cool stuff. I mean, this doesn't take a lot of management, right? It's not like trading where, you know, I'm looking for setups and I'm pretending that I see something. Like, there's this buddy I have, he posts on Instagram all the time, right? And I try to be respectful. He's a friend of mine, but he like uses like 20 letters of the alphabet per post. Like, oh, this is the WXYZ pattern. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, at that level of complexity, I don't even believe you. And now, hey, he might do well, but typically when he texts me and is like, hey, you should be selling, I never sold and the market fucking flew up, vice versa. So My thesis holds true for now. I'm not saying he won't ever be right. A broken clock is right twice a day, but he's only been wrong. And he's like flexing at Instagram, so I don't know. But always seem to be wrong. He's used a lot of leverage before. I think I saw him blew an account. Again, multiple reasons that I just hate trading. I hate taking out exorbitant amounts of leverage, putting your whole portfolio at risk, and especially with something that feels like such a gamble, 50-50, when you can be investing in long-term quality assets for the long term. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Sui. And then if you want, you could suck liquidity out of those by borrowing against them, right? And then you could deploy that into these liquidity pools. And I'll show you just a quick example. Let's just go to Aave just so you can kind of see, right? You can see here in Aave where, I've deposited a little bit of ETH. I deposited this back in April. It was like 10 grand worth. I took some USDC, bought that dip. It is now appreciated to $26,000, right? So it's like a 1.5x, which is beautiful. And I took out some USDC loan debt against it, which I'm up. It was 5%. It's up to 7% right now. But I'm taking like these different spots, right? Loans against my portfolio. Like I'm paying 7% a year for this 5K, right? And I'm able to just take this, able to take that 5K and plug it somewhere like, let's say it was even just Eat the Bread, and I'm making 50% a year off of it with exposure to the assets I want. Or say it was in the Eat the Doge, making 80%. I would not take that money and put it somewhere like USDC to Black, somewhere too risky. I do very believe that risk is real, and most people don't feel it until it's too late. I think if you're borrowing against assets, like if you're borrowing against ETH, you shouldn't go much lower down the risk profile than ETH. Solana, maybe. Sui, maybe. But it's getting much more risky as you go down that ladder. Borrowing against Bitcoin, same thing. Maybe stick with the major three. Maybe throw Sui in there too. Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Sui. I wouldn't deploy leverage capital into most other assets. Not even Brett's, because I just don't want Brett to... If you take it out a loan, you're going to owe this money back, right? You don't want to fuck yourself. Anyways, we're getting off track. My point being, this is much easier to do than you think. And when you want to open these positions, you can get on VFAT here like I was talking about, and you can look for farms, look for pools. Essentially, the difference is farms, you're paid in like a bribe token. You're paid in a reward. And pools, you're going to get paid directly from the swaps themselves. I can break that down in another video if you guys would like. But you can shop. Let's say you want to do a Coinbase wrap Bitcoin pool to Ethereum, and it's saying estimated 200% right now. Usually these are a little bit clickbaity because you start to widen that pool up to something a little more realistic, and it's going to drop. But a 10% wide range, asset to asset, random range. Don't copy this; it's just random. But making 93%. So you're making 9-10% a month off this. And I am not big on following this pool right here, so not sure its performance exactly. But I'll bookmark that for later because that one actually looks pretty damn good right now on a Bitcoin to ETH, making 10% a month off. Like this is about 10% a month right here off two assets that I would love and already do hold long term. So I can just monetize my fucking ETH, my fucking Bitcoin, monetize that shit. And it really is that simple. And if this is something that you're wanting to try, again, you can click that link in my description and join my community where we have 93 people. I mean, I'll just show you guys that too. 97 members. There's 94 technically because 3 of us are admins. It's going to be me, it's going to be Bobby, and even Jake Gordon, like Jake Gordon Crypto. Like we partnered up on this, right? I'm teaching these guys how to do the results that they want to do. And even just a little sneak peek, and I'm going to try to blur out the names in post edit here. But like, look at this. One of my clients messaged me this like an hour ago. Guys, he is making $2,000 a day. $1,997 a day on 167, 170% APR. And mind you, this is a big portfolio size compared to some. And everyone I help does not have this portfolio size. The guys that have this portfolio size, I'm going to help them make buku bucks. Fuck tons of money. But there's a lot of guys I help that have 10 grand, 25 grand, 50 grand. I'm able to help them change their lives as well. There's guys that, they're working at Walmart. There's a guy in this group, I'm not going to drop his name, but he's working at Walmart, working the night shift, and the pools that have helped him open has doubled his income. He's making he's making off his crypto portfolio what he's making working at Walmart, working those night shifts. And he bought himself a nice BMW, and he's living a good life, and it's just really helped accelerate him towards the life that he wants to build. And I don't want to tell you what life to build, guys. I don't want to tell you what assets you need to invest in, but what I can tell you and what I can help you do is take the assets you already believe in and help you build the dream life with those that you want. If that sounds great to you, click the link in my description And if not, YouTube says you want to watch this video right here, and I'll see you right over there.